Okay, so just a quick heads up, the new Alpha's BF has just been released in Japan and mine should be here any day now. And along with it is going to be the TATULA SV100 with the boost. And the Hi-Star GU99 has been sitting on my table for a couple of weeks now, and I still haven't got to the unboxing of the KASTKING Valiant Eagle 2. So we got a lot of unboxings to do. I've been a little bit lazy on filming videos lately. But before we get to those, I'm gonna just do a quick video showing you a comparison between the hottest reel at the moment, the DK100, and the reel that it replicates, Shimano's Conquest BFS. Now of course there are obvious differences like the machining on the top plate, the thumb bar, the drag star, handle and knobs. But other than that, I was expecting the DK100 to be like a millimeter perfect replica of the Conquest. And while they are pretty much identical dimension wise and size wise, when you really study the two reels, there are a lot of small differences that set them apart. And hopefully you'll be able to find some as you're watching this video footage, but I'm just going to go over the main big ones that I feel are the most important, including a similarity that everyone with the DK100 needs to know. So let's get started. Now, number one, the DK100 is a brighter silver, which actually I prefer. In fact, I think the Conquest may have some kind of a coating or anodization that seems to kind of absorb light a little bit. Definitely not as shiny as the DK100. Number two, palm side plate. Now from a distance they look identical, but when you compare them close up, there's a real big difference between the palm side plates of these two reels. Now they are pretty much exactly the same in size and height, but the palm side plate on the DK100 is definitely a lot flatter and less detailed than the Conquest BFS. I think the DK100 has more holes drilled into it, as well as the starting and stopping of the holes are at slightly different positions. But for all you Conquest owners, next time you have your reel in your hand, look at the palm side plate from the top. It's very rounded, but you can see Shimano actually beveled it off to where it's tapering off going towards the front, making it, I guess, feel more ergonomic. And there's a lot more detail in the machining of the Conquest side plate. Number two, line guide. Now the line guides are different. The one on the DK100 is definitely taller, while the opening on the Conquest line guide is wider. But as you can see, the line guide on the DK100 is definitely more minimalistic, and I think the line guide that's on the Conquest is metal, but it could be like chrome plated plastic. Feels metal to me, but I could be wrong. But you can see that the bar that supports the line guide and the bigger bar that covers the worm gear, they are spaced different, and I think they're a little bit beefier on the Conquest. And the last thing is the handle side plate, where the machining marks on the Conquest are definitely a lot more, I guess, fine. You really have to look real close to see them on the Conquest, where they're pretty obvious on the DK100. Now the spool tension knobs are pretty much identical size-wise and design-wise, but yeah, those are the main differences that I felt were more important between the two. But as far as like machining, there are a ton of little differences between the two. Now it's time for one thing that I know that is the same between them. And this is good news for the DK100 owners. that is going to be the spool dimensions. Now check this out. When I was pulling the line off of the DK100 to make this video, I looked at the spool and I saw this. That is the spool of the Conquest BFS. And I remembered that I took some time off camera to swap the spools to see if they would fit. And yeah, they are a perfect fit for each other. And the casting video of the DK100 was shot with the Conquest spool still inside. I forgot to swap them back out. Now, does this mean that you should run out and buy a Conquest spool for your DK100? No, that would be ridiculous. The spool of the Conquest costs almost as much as a whole DK100 reel. But what that means is that any spool that fits into the Conquest BFS, and I'm gonna swap the spools real quick on video for you guys, but any spool that fits the Conquest BFS will fit the DK100 and work perfectly. So that means if you go on AliExpress and you see like the KKR or maybe the AMO or maybe, I don't know who makes spools for the Conquest, maybe I think Gomexis may make one. Those spools will work in the DK100. So the DK100 could be the next big thing because it's so cheap in price, but the quality is so high that you have all this extra money left over to tune the crap out of this reel. I mean, I would swap bearings, swap out the handle, swap out the spool if you want to be able to cast lighter. And those are all options that you have because of spool compatibility with the Conquest BFS. And also, these side plates are not compatible. So I cannot fit the side plate of the Conquest into the DK100, which I'm not sure why you would want to anyway. But yeah, I can definitely see a lot of people taking this DK100 platform and just making it become the next, I guess, Abu Garcia 1500 reel and just tuning the crap out of it since it's so affordable. Boom, there we go. Proper spools are back in their proper places. So there we go, guys. A quick and easy comparison video between the DK100 and the Conquest BFS. Once again, if you are wanting to get a DK100 for yourself, there's going to be a link pinned in the top of the comments section to Don Kun Fishing, where they're going to give you a free BFS swim bait with every order. So let me know in the comments if you plan on getting a DK100 and just tuning and customizing the crap out of it. The one thing that I would do if it's not too expensive is if they are compatible, I would swap the thumb bar. But that's just me. Alright guys, thanks a lot.